So first of all, we are going to understand about the HTML positions. I know some people, or maybe you have already learned about the HTML positions, what is static, relative, absolute, fixed. But here I'm going to tell you in a different way, which is totally advanced kind of knowledge, or what I can say is, when you want to go in depth, you should have your root strong. So that's why I have come to this conclusion that we should start from HTML positions. As you can see in my screen, there are four basic or four popular HTML positions which a developer basically use, and these four are static, relative, absolute, and fixed. So what is static position in HTML? Okay, you can read this definition, which is says something about it, but this kind of definition you will find in Google anyway. But what I am going to tell you this. Let's imagine all this dotted area is your screen, and if we are using an element inside your screen, like this is a div element. This element is basically depending on its position. What is the position? Position is, if we are using this element at first, then it is taking the initial left and right, and it stays over here all over the programming, and we cannot change its top value, left value, right value, bottom value. Okay, we will obviously have some examples on that. We will write our code right after this presentation, but to remind it that the top, left, bottom values doesn't apply in a static position HTML element. Next thing is relative. Again, there is some definition over here, but what I'm going to explain over here, if your element position is relative, then you can apply top left value. Most of the cases, when I face some organizations and the developers of that organization, they don't know that relative position elements can have top left or bottom or right value applied. They always knew that only absolute or fixed position element will have this top, left, right, bottom values. And absolute, as you know already, most of the people are aware about this absolute position. Absolute positions also have the access of top left value, but the main thing is absolute position HTML always depends on the parent element's position. If the parent element's position is relative, then the top or left value will be calculated from the parent HTML elements positions. Like if I provide some values like 300 pixel left or and top of 200 pixel, and let's assume this width of this container is like 250 pixel, then you will have this kind of scenario. And the last thing is fixed. And fixed position, the element doesn't depend on the parent element, it always depends on the screen or the viewport or the view area, whatever you want to call it. All are same. So if I am providing 100 pixel from left and top to 0 pixel, it will always take the viewports top and viewports left. And the next thing what I am going to tell you is, whenever I am saying top or left, it always counts from the top left corner of any element. It doesn't count from the middle or the center of the element. It always counts from the top left corner. So in our next classes we will learn how to change this pivot point of any element to any other side, like from top left to top right, or from top bottom right or bottom left, or even we can change this pivot point of this element to center, or maybe little bit left from the left side, or little bit right from the center. So we can also change that as per our requirements. So most of the HTML developers doesn't know about these pivot points, but in this course, in these classes, you will get to know what it does, what it basically means. And next thing is the Z index. You already know, or if you have the basic idea of HTML and the HTML CSS, you always know that what is Z index. But most developers always becomes lazy for providing some countable Z index. They always provide some 999 or 9999 or 5 times of 9, something like that. But I always tell, if your elements are positioned correctly, then you may not need any Z index, or maybe 1 or 2 value as Z index will be enough for you. So what is the perfect or correct position of elements? Let's see this picture. Here you are seeing 3 boxes with 3 different colors. Now in HTML, what I have done, I have written the code of this white or gray box first, and then I have written another div code right after that code with this green type of color, and finally in the last line we have written another code which is having the red kind of box. And that's why, and all these div elements are positioned absolute, and that's why what is happening whenever we are viewing in our screen, we are seeing that the last code what we have written in our HTML document is coming as the front item of this whole scenario. And right now the Z index is for all is 0 0 0. Now this is the HTML code what I have written in our HTML. See, the first I have written this one, then in the next line I have written this color green type of HTML code, and finally we have written this red HTML div. And the result you are seeing is the red is on the top in order, and others are coming as sequentially, first red, then green, then the gray background div element. Now the next thing is, if we provide 0 1 2 Z index, it will not have any effect because these elements are positioned correctly. But now we want to have this green element to be on the top order. So for that, what we need to do is we will increase the Z index of that green element, and the red element's Z index will be decreased. Now you can imagine, if we don't decrease the Z index of this red element, what will happen? It will not have any change, because both of the items will have the same Z index like in previous, like 0 0, and the last elements will get the first order. Alright, so that's enough with these presentations. Now let's go back to our code, and we'll code this structure which basically says the positions of HTML. We'll experience that right now. I'll close this tab from here, and I'll open my Visual Studio Code, which is a very popular code editor. If you have not installed any code editor, then I recommend you to install a Visual Studio Code or any similar kind of code editor like Sublime Text, or there is Atom, another one, but I prefer this one because this is lightweight. And right now I am in a directory which is saying that front-end technology, and here I am going to create my first HTML, and that is going to be index.html. Now I guess you have the basic ideas of HTML, so I'm not going to waste my time of writing each line code, so I'll take the shortcut from here. And this is my first HTML code, and I change this to position and Z index. Alright, so here we are going to write some HTML. So first of all, I'm going to type a div, and here I'm going to provide some text like this is static element. And here I'm going to provide some style over here. So before I provide position, I want to have some width or height. So I'll take width, which is like 300 pixel, and height is basically 200 pixel. And then I'm going to take a background color, and here I'm going to take the RGB color, RGBA pattern. So RGBA means red, green, blue, the primary colors, and A for the alpha. And here I'm going to provide this color as 255, the maximum value of red, then 0, 0, which are green and blue, and the alpha is 1. The value of alpha can be decreased to 0, and the range is 0 to 1. So we can use any decimal numbers over here or floating numbers instead of 1, but I prefer 1 right now. And the color of this text will be white, so I'll take hash key code, so F, that means white. Now let's go back to our browser. I will see if how this is looking. Now as you can see, so this is static element, and why static element, I have not mentioned any position. So let's try it in our code if I am telling the truth or not. So let's try with top and left. Top, I'll provide some 20 pixel, and left I'll provide some 100 pixel over here. Now let's go back to our browser again. Now let's see if there is any effect or not. Okay, so we don't see any effect from top or left. It is being static all over the time. Now let's provide the position also. So I'll provide position, which is static again. Now let's go back to our browser, and as you can see, there is no change of the position. Now you must be wondering, whenever we are not providing any position to this element, that time also it was behaving like the same, and this time it also behaving the same. It means if we are not providing any position, or if we are not declaring any position of any element, it by default takes the position of static. So that's why it was not it was behaving like a static position elements, because it was by default static element. Now the next thing I'm going to take another div over here, and instead of background color red, I'm going to change this color something different to that, maybe some deep color to red, and I'll change this value to, this is relative, sorry guys, relative element. Now I will not change the position right now, because I want to check something about this code. Now as you can see, although I have written it is relative element, but this is positioned as static, and it is coming one after another. Now if I provide the left value or top value, you will see the changes in this div. So first of all, I change this position to relative, and then I'll provide top, which is like okay, first I'll provide nothing in top, first left, which is like 200 pixel. Now let's go back to our browser and refresh it. As you can see, it is having a left value, and although we have not provided any top value over here, it takes some margin in this area. So why this margin? Let's and it is getting that left value, which is like 200 pixel at this moment. And as you can see, this is the basic difference between static and relative positioned element. Now let's provide some top value also. Now I have a top value of 50 pixel. Now as you can see, the top counts from the last element's end position. So what is the end position? So last elements, it calculates the last elements or the previous elements height, and also including the top value of this previous elements. It can be margin top also. Let's provide margin top and check how this is behaving. I am providing margin top with 100 pixel. Alright, so if we are providing margin top or any value which comes with top, which changes the position of the static elements, or maybe it can be relative elements, so it calculates the whole end point of the previous element, and from there it calculates its top position. Similarly, this can be happened if there is some other element in left side, and that is also can be, that will be also calculated with the width and the position or the other values like margin left plus width, and then it will calculate left from that last position. So that is what about the relative element. Now let's go back to our absolute element, and let me change this margin top to 0 again or nothing again. Now I'm providing an absolute position dip, and also I'll change the color, maybe more deeper than previous. Okay, it's becoming black, so let it be some different. Alright, now this is absolute element. Now we already have a top value and left value. Now let's go back to our browser and check how this is behaving. Alright, okay, so now this absolute element is a element which is which parent element is only the body element. So it is taking the top value or the left value from the body area. Now if I provide this HTML, this absolute element inside a relative position element, then we will see something different. So let's copy this line of code or cut this line of code from over here, and let's include this over here. Now let's go back to a browser again and let's see. Okay, now it is behaving, it is calculating its top and left from the area of this top or left value from the parent element, which is this this relative element. Now also let's check this same kind of scenario with static element. So this time I'll copy this line of code and I'll include this inside this element, and I'll change the background color. Something like sky. Now let's go back to our browser and let's refresh it. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it is static or relative, so it totally counts from the parent element's top or left position. So that's why our body element is also a static element, but it counted the same from the body element. Alright, so that's all about the static, relative and position elements basic or the root idea. Now there is another kind of div which is the fixed position element. So I'll copy this line of code and provide over here, and this is going to be a fixed element. And as I said earlier, fixed element always behaves from the viewport. So let's check if it is working the same or not. And this time I'll change the background to totally dark, which is black for the moment. And let's refresh it. Okay, so it is behaving from the. Now let me take this top value to something else so that we can differentiate. 20 and left is like 100. Now it is calculating this 20 pixel from the view port area. Now let's open our inspect element. I want to show you some more idea over here, which is we are having a body, and as you can see, body is having some margin like 8 pixel and all the sides. So I'll remove this margin over here. I'll simply state margin to 0. Now as you have seen the behavior, so other elements moved to up little bit, but this fixed element didn't move up. Now I'll change it again over here, like to 10 pixel or maybe some 100 pixel. As you can see, this element's position is fixed. There is no change. Either the parents element is having some margin or something else value. It doesn't depends on that. It totally depends on the viewport's area. That's why it's calculating from this corner, which is 0 0. In the coordinate value is the 0 0, and it's calculating from there. So that is all about the static, relative and absolute and fixed position element. Now let's come to our z-index concept again. So for that I'll delete all this line of codes, or maybe I'll keep one and I'll delete all the other line of codes. So here I'm going to take one div element which is having the relative position. So I'll copy this line of code from here and I'll paste over here. So position is relative, and we don't need background color. Instead of that, we want a border. One pixel dashed border I'm preferring for the moment, and color should be like AVV, something like gray. Okay, one thing you must have noticed that it should take 6 items if these items are different, and it should not take the 8 items. But if I provide 2 more items or 2 more digits over here like AA, it is also accepting. It means that these last 2 values are the alpha. If I hover my mouse over here, you can see the alpha has changed to this position. Now if I move it up, it don't have any alpha. So that is some small point I have just mentioned over here. Now we don't need this relative position or left 100. Okay, let's keep it like that. And width, I want to change the width to maybe 400 and height also 400. Now these elements are going to be inside this. I want to change the position of these elements to relative, to absolute. And I want to provide a left 10 pixel and also top 10 pixel, and this is going to be first absolute div, and the width height is going to be like let it be like 200 pixel, and height is like 100 pixel. And now let's go back to our browser. Okay, before I go back, I should change the color, and that is going to be red for this moment, 255. And I should take two other elements which is having, that is 0, and this one is 255, and last one should have the blue value so that we can easily differentiate. And the positions are same for absolute for the all, and top left should be increased by 10, so that is 20, and that is 30 for the moment, and this is going to be second, and this is going to be third. Now let's go back to our browser and let's refresh. So as you can see, we have our red first, then green, then blue, and we have not mentioned any Z index. So let's mention the Z index over here. For the first one, I want to provide Z index is 0. Let's first provide 0 to all. Alright, now I want this red to come up, or to come in the top order. So for that, what I have to do, I simply increase it by 1, and it is coming to the top, because others are having 0 value. Now if I provide the second one as 2, it will be again up, and third one, if I provide it to like 3, it will be up again. We can also provide one negative Z indexes also, and that is also applicable if you want to keep some element behind our contents, and like some background elements or something else, then this negative Z index will help a lot. So that's it about the today's class. We are already 45 minutes, and I don't want to provide many information in the introduction video, and we gradually will get some more information whenever we are working on some projects. But these are the basic elements idea, and the Z index idea, and the position idea, and we need this basic idea of positioning, because whenever we are working on a good front-end technologies, these positions are going to play a major role in our application. So alright, thanks for being with this class. I really enjoy your presence.